Hello and welcome to Master It Monday. I am your host, Maggie Carey. I am with Master It Media. On today's workshop, we are going to talk about how to create your own Canva templates. And I'm joined today by a special guest. For those of you who don't know, I have a social media coordinator who works for Master It Media. He is a genius at design and using Canva, and I thought today would be a perfect time to bring him on board and for you to ask him any of your burning questions you have. So, welcome, Ryan Hecht. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, thank you for your kind words. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you on today's workshop. So, Ryan is, as I mentioned, my social media coordinator for Master It Media. He is responsible for designing a lot of our graphics, and one of the tools that we use is Canva. Ryan, tell everybody a little bit about what you like about Canva.
There is so much to like about Canva, and that's why I do like it because it has so many tools all integrated in one, so I can do my job and just focus on staying on Canva, and I don't have.
Whoops, I think I lost Ryan there for a second. Um, we're going to keep going. I'm going to share a little bit about what we're going to cover today, and hopefully Ryan will get back in on us here. So what we have is we're going to talk about creating a consistent social media graphic um, so that you can have an easier way of getting your social media content done. What I tend to find a lot of times is we're all very busy running our own businesses. And what happens is you'll end up trying to recreate everything and reinventing the wheel every time you're creating a graphic every week, every month. Well, we're going to cover how you can create a set of Canva graphics using Canva and then having them being reused over and over again by just changing a couple of things here and there and using some of Canva's already existing templates. But you have to make sure that you're using templates that fit you and your brand. So, we're going to cover so much today in this short time that I have with you. So, let's get started. The first thing is why create a template? Well, a template is going to be a set of graphics. And now we're going to use a set of graphics, but it could be a graphic that you use consistently that you just change out things like a photo, or you change out a picture, or you change by picture, I mean like an image, like a graphic. You can also do things like change the wording and change the placement of things and move things around. So we've got our amazing Coach Glow joining us today. Hey, Coach Glow, how are you? Lovely to see you today. Um, so we're going to, I just heard from Ryan. He's going to be joining us shortly. So that will be awesome. Um, I have that set of templates that I'm going to be showing you today. I'll also make sure that I put in the comments below that you can take and use them if you like and make them part of your social media presence. So we're talking about using Canva templates to do your social media because here at Master It Media, that's what we focus on is developing an engaging social media presence to give you an audience of raving fans. And in order to do that, you have to create content that is engaging. And of course, it's visual content, right? So you why do I use Canva or why do I suggest Canva? Well, Canva is free. So, right there, that's a great reason to use it. But it also has a wealth of different things you can get on your free version. Let's see if I can get Ryan back up. Hey, Ryan,
Hi, I am so sorry about that.
that's okay. Life happens and welcome to the internet, right?
Yes.
So, we're going to pop right into Canva and I'm going to share a couple of things with Canva. So we have free tools that you can use. Oh yeah, Cameron is saying he loves Canva. Absolutely. We've talked about it quite a lot how great it is, right? So Canva has a free component and their free component is quite robust. Don't you think, Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely.
We use the paid version because we like all of the extras that you get with the paid version. But today I'm actually using an account that is free. So you can see that everything I'm designing today is all based out of that free version. So as you can see here, there are templates right up on the top, and here's a whole array of social media templates. We're going to be doing Instagram posts today. And, you also have they also have tons of other things in here as well as a great learning library. So let's talk about the templates, for example. If I go in and I click up here in the upper right, create design, and I select an Instagram post, it's going to open up a blank canvas. And there I can have the opportunity to do things like search a template and create. So, Ryan, give me a word we should search for to get a cool template.
Breakfast.
Oh gosh. Now you're going to make me hungry. All right. So, breakfast. So, we can see here there's a bunch of templates. And Ryan, can you tell what's the difference between this crown with the pro and the free?
So if something has the crown and says pro, that means there are features within that template that are exclusive to the paid members. So you can work with that template and play around with it a little bit, but there may be things on there that will be watermarked or unavailable to you unless you have a paid subscription to Canva.
Right. And sometimes you'll also see this little play icon, and that lets you know that that's a video. So I'm just going to click on this one because it looks so much fun, right? So it's got elements to it that are animated, and here, you can go in here and make your changes, right? And go for it. So this is a great way to have a starting point. So maybe you love this, but you want to change this to something else. Maybe it's an event you're having, or coffee clutch or something like that. You can go in here and you can modify these templates. Now, what I've done for us today is I've done a series of templates for us to use that have been created in a manner that'll show you about keeping consistent with your brand. But also, what this is doing is it's giving you different types of posts. Ryan, why is it important for us to have different types of posts when we're doing our social media?
Well, it's important to be able to showcase a lot of different parts of your business. So, testimonial posts are great because it's what other people are saying about your business. And then, if you're sharing facts, sharing tips, showing pictures that you've taken on site, those are all really important. And it's good to have a mix to keep your social media interesting and keep your followers having the engagement coming back and still comment and like and seeing different things and not getting bored with your content.
Absolutely. I love the fact that when I use Canva, that I can design my graphics in a manner that I can, if I have a testimonial, I'm using the same testimonial template over and over again, but I'm only doing a testimonial maybe once a month, right? If you don't want to use the same template, the same exact design, post after post after post, because then it gets boring. We often talk about like the checkerboard posts, like how people do checkerboards, which is really cool. And it takes a lot, just it takes a lot of work to get that going. But if that's the kind of look and feel that you want in a post, I definitely suggest you look at Canva as an alternative for that, because it really does allow you to do, to copy. You know what, Ryan? Why don't we share um, what I do with our teleprompter page on
Mm.
right? So teleprompter is our weekly email coaching that we send out. It also includes training and special workshops for only $27 a month. However, what we do is we provide a little teaser on Instagram, and here's what you could say is like a checkerboard pattern. Ryan, can you talk to this a little bit?
Yeah, so the checkerboard pattern looks like this, like a checkerboard where your posts are alternating between a photo and something that's more that plain background with the text. And even with the photos, you're still able to put the text, you still have the caption, so you can give all the information that you need to give, just change the look of it back and forth so that when you do put it all together like this and scroll through, it's very visually pleasing to look at, while giving out that information in the captions and whatnot.
Right. And it does take, right? Don't you think it takes a bit of, you know, organization to kind of get this to look right, you know? And
Absolutely.
as you're going through, you can kind of see how the pattern can change when you do this, right? So now we've got, this kind of look here, but it doesn't go that way, right? It does take a little bit to get used to designing in that way. Now this is something you can say looks cool. Some people feel, "Oh, you know what? I don't it looks too what's the word? It looks too organized, right? And people don't think it's authentic, but it's your content that matters, right? It's all about your content. I think it's cool to mix it up a little bit, and it's the reason why, like, our own um Master at Media account, I don't have as a checkerboard because I felt that it was more about the content and what we're sharing. Um, but you can see we're keeping consistent with our colors and our branding and how it's the content of what we're doing. And you can see here, like for our Master at Mondays, it's a consistent template, right? We're using that template over and over again. But it's mixed up with so much other content. So keep that in mind when you're designing your templates. So let's go right into the meat of our workshop today, which is talking about here establishing a set of branded content. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about this visual that we have here, the testimonial.
This is a great template, like Maggie was saying, where you can use the same template and just swap out once a month a different testimonial from a different person. This one is nice because it does have a photo, but you don't have to have that on your testimonial if you don't have photos of the product or the client, or you just want to keep it as text. That works too, and it's easy to play around with and kind of replace that with something else or just get rid of it altogether. Something that I really love about Canva is as you go through and you are making changes and tweaking your graphics, it saves automatically. So if you do have an issue like I did where something happened with my Wi-Fi and I popped off, and you're doing that while you're working, you never lose your work because Canva is always saving it for you as you go, and you just log back in and pick up where you started.
Yeah. So what Ryan's saying is, so say we had like here with this photo, you want to change this photo. This was with a template, right? I can search for a photo and, like I would in this case, I could search for headshot and pop a headshot in there. But I really would want to upload a photo. So all I'd have to do is click here, go to upload media, pick my device and upload it. But you can see here, you can upload it from various other sources as well. And I'm just going to search for a headshot here, just to give you an example. Obviously you wouldn't do this for a testimonial, but notice again, we've got a lot of pro. Here's one that's free. I'm just going to use this here. Like I pop it in and that's as easy as that. It's done. And then, of course, you're going to go in here and change your text, and you're going to change the person who it is. And you can do this very simply by just clicking on it. You're going to see this blue box, a teal box around it. If I double click on it, you see how it selects the text. I just start typing. And it's as simple as that to modify. Now, a testimonial is one type of a template. The next is a quote. Ryan, you want to share a little bit about quotes?
Quotes are a great way to take something that someone has maybe seen before or maybe they haven't, and just use another person's work almost to promote your business. Have that quote tie into what you do or what you offer somehow. and then kind of scaffold off of that and talk about how that relates to your business. And it's just a great way to take something and amplify your business to the next level.
Right, and it's about inspiring your people, right? It's getting the inspiration, to do something. Like, recently, one of our clients had is does men's clothing wear, and I thought of remember the movie Kingsman where they say clothes maketh the man? Well, we're thinking about that. That actually goes back to Shakespeare. It's a quote from Shakespeare. But there was also she also found a quote from Mark Twain that used the same clothes make the man, right? And it ends up being this kind of like how can you find quotes that match what's going on in your business right now? You know, if you're in a tech field, there's tons of quotes from industry leaders that you can use. So looking at quotes is a great way. Now, let's get back to our topic of Canva here. But now, if I'm using this and maybe I don't like the rows, right? Notice what's happening here. I can't, if I hit delete, I've deleted the rows, right? But there's a grouping here. So if you see an ungroup, just keep that in mind. Now, elements, you can go in and search for an element. So if I wanted to search for something like maybe I don't want flowers, maybe I want camera, maybe I'm a photographer. I can pop in something like this and now I've changed it. And you just go in here and change your color. And you have all the colors that are the reason why I like doing them all together is you now have this option to select colors that you're already using in your feed, which is kind of cool. So here's another one is a sale. So you can do a sales. I'm not going to go into details on all of these, but basically a sale product, if you're having something that's 50% off or you're running a special, this is a great way to do that. Ryan, you want to talk about new products and services?
Yeah, so this is really exciting because people aren't always going to be checking your website as frequently as they're checking their own social media. So this is a really easy way to kind of spread the word that you have something new. And someone will just be scrolling through Instagram, they'll see it, it'll catch their eye, and they can learn more by reading the caption. And then just from this one graphic, they can go to your profile and learn more. They could go to your profile, which could take them to your website, and you could really drive that traffic and push that new product or service that you're offering.
Yeah, one of the other things I love to do is this animate. So you can take something like this and look how cool that is, right? Like it is when you click animate, well, change to burst because I selected it, but see how you can I hope you can see it because I know it's kind of tiny, but see how it's that whole thing just can have a whole new life. Like I love the burst. I think the burst looks really cool on this. So you just have to keep that in mind when you're creating things like this that you could animate them and give it a little, like Ryan was saying, you give it a little bit of a little bit of action. Again, you have certain ones, but you got to remember if you don't have the paid version, right, you're limited to what you can do. Still very cool, right? So here's and notice, like I want to share with you, see how this has this shape has this kind of rounded edge to it. Notice some are different than others, right? But the round or the square, like I'm mixing up are different kinds, right? So here's another way of using a graphic is a feature, right? So a feature would be maybe a certain service or a product that you want to feature that maybe you have that you think would be great. We talk a lot about this with um, one of our clients who does essential oils, right, Ryan? You want to share what we
Yeah.
do for Lisa Ferry, Bashful Buddha?
So once a month, we pick an essential oil that she sells and we kind of highlight that and talk about the different uses for that product, the different plants and whatnot that it's made out of, and just pick one oil to really focus in on and shine a spotlight on for that month. And then we have a template, just like we have these templates, and we kind of are able to play around with that so that that monthly highlight has the same look when people see it, but it's so different because it has a different photo, different text, like all different that pertain to that particular oil.
Right. And we're also keeping seasonally in mind, right? So they had an essential oil that was good for hikers, right? That helped with bug repellent and things like that, right? You're not going to really share that at Christmas time or around the winter holidays, right? That's a summer thing, right? So doing things like that, keeping your seasons in mind is great and is another way you can feature a product. So here's another one I love because what you're doing is you're making the background in its entirety your photo. So when you're doing something like this, you're getting that you have to make sure you've got like space, solid space that is like this one where you can put text because you've got to remember if you pick a photo that may be a little bit busier, you're going to run into an issue. So this is about buying your new home. I'm just going to pick this photo. It's one of my favorites, but notice how this is not going to work with this photo. I'd have to move so many things around, right? It it's changing the text. Maybe it just doesn't look right. So keep that in mind when you're using the photo in the background, because that's another thing that can um, deter from your style, of your thing. Oh, Coach Glow is saying she loves what we do with Bashful Buddha. Thank you, Glow. We love doing her stuff. It's so cool. And speaking of Lisa, she's a redhead, right? She's a ginger. So Ryan, what do you do because Lisa's a ginger?
I try my hardest, and I think I have for the most part used only exclusively photos of people with red hair. When I post pictures of dogs, it's like a golden retriever or some sort of dog with red fur, just to be really tight and consistent and have fun with that branding.
Yeah, and I think and that's the thing, that's the key is to people just keep it fun because when you're having a good time on your social, um, people are going to pick it up, right? They want to be entertained. Why are you going to social media? There's three reasons. You're going to be educated, you're gonna be informed, or you're gonna be entertained, right? Can you think of any other reason? Feel free to put it in the chat. If you can think of any other reason why you go to social media. I mean, some people do go to buy, but it's not always the thing, right? They're not always buying online, but we'll see. We'll make them buy. Just so you get a look for what Glow is talking about. Here's Lisa. You can see here our redhead that's there and the essential oils. These are ways to get different, seeing her consistent branding throughout what she's doing in her social. Um, so when we're talking about things like this, just keep that in mind with the back of the photo. Here's a blog post again. If any of you do a blog, pop in the information in the chat below. We'd love to follow you and what you're sharing on your blogs. Blogs are a great way to put out information about your industry and make yourself an expert in your field. However, what it also does is it allows you to shout out the new blog, and then you can do things like you shout out the blog, hey, new blog post. That's what our graphic was for. And then it can be tip one, tip two, tip three, tip four, however many tips you have in that blog or points or quotes or whatever, now can make a whole litany of content, which is basically called repurposing your content, right? Oh, Glow started blogging again. Yay. I love Glow has such a positive. If you go to coachglow.com, check out, she also has a new service she's offering that's going to be about the about using it's coming in the fall about using your phone for a session, so you can it's you just talk to your phone, which is awesome. And those are things, like, as a matter of fact, that she we were talking about her um having a Canva graphic to share that information, so it gets people excited, right? Like, you have to get people excited about the stuff coming into your business. um so a blog post is another one. Now, this is what I want to show you. Ryan, why did we do this?
Well, we included this template, which is a little different from the rest, just to kind of point out what that would look like when you go through and you have one post that is not so in tune with the rest of your brand.
Right. And if you look here, this is one of the cool features of Canva when you have a series. If I click on this little grid view, I'm seeing here, like, it's one of these things does not look like the other, right? You can tell that this is a bit out of place. It's not too bad because it's picking up a little bit of the nails here. And if you size your screen, here's a little trick. If you size your screen, look at that. What do I have, Ryan?
It looks like the Instagram grid.
It does. Isn't that cool? You have just saved yourself a lot of time. So I'm going to pop back into our individual view and get back down here. So, what are some of the things we can do to fix this, Ryan?
Well, right off the bat, we can adjust the colors a little bit so that it has more of those brown tones and looks a little more consistent with the rest of the posts that you've created.
So, should I pick this one?
Sure. Yeah. And then we could use some of the
And you can
darker
kind of
browns
go up,
in
like, you
those.
can kind of look like with that. Maybe that one's better.
Yeah.
And what else are we going to do?
We're going to want to take those little square shapes and make them probably that darker brown to pull that back into this graphic.
Okay.
And once you change one, if you have a bunch of squares or a bunch of different shapes, whatever you have, instead of going through and clicking each of them individually to change the color, you could see where Maggie's cursor is. It says change all. So if you have a bunch of green squares that you want to turn blue or whatever it is, you could just change one, press change all, and it'll do that for you so that it saves you that time and you don't have to be going through and clicking each little part individually. It'll just save you a little time.
And, keep in mind that it will change it. There was a note that popped up. It'll change it across everything. So if you had that color somewhere else and you only wanted to change it for this one, do it individually. Don't hit the change all, because this will go across every single page in that Canva file that we just used. So what else, Ryan?
So the font, if that is different than what we've been using, it's good to kind of stick to using the same few fonts, like 2 fonts to use across all your social media is a good number.
So we can click that one for now. I didn't stick to the 2 or 3 in this particular, series, but that's something that you can go in and change. The nice thing is when you do this, you can go through and see how it saves the ones that are your in your graphic, right there. So it's really cool. That one doesn't look so great. There we go. Um, but this is bugging me, right, Ryan? Like, see
Yeah.
how the color is off? If we click on this, it's going to be kind of hard to pick a color that'll go with the light background, but the dark background of the products. But let's just say, because if we pick this one, see how it's blending in, but if we pick a white one, it doesn't work, right? You're running into a problem here with the color. So you need to get a little creative here. So let's say we like this brown color, then maybe what we need to do is just move this up. Does that look better? Or what you can do is shrink your font down, go like this, and then pick so it fits all in the photo, and then pick the lighter hue color. What do you think, Ryan?
I like both. I think it just depends on kind of the user preference. And again, going back to if you've been doing your own social media for a while, kind of making it as consistent as you can. The consistency is what's going to make it really your
Right.
own and it stands out as a post that you've created, that you've posted on your social.
And we talk about this a lot in our workshops about running in to um, this consistent factor. Don't just post once a if you're going to post once a week, post once a week. If you're going to post um, you know every other week, every other day, post every other day. We recommend 3 to 4 posts a week. That keeps things going and people engaged in your social media. They know they can count on you. Um, so like take Master It Monday, for example, right? We always do a post on a Monday morning telling you what our next topic is going to be. So if you want to join us, you can join us on YouTube or on Facebook. You'll know every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we're here, but you can find out the topic. We announce it usually, unless it's a special guest, we announce it that Monday morning. So keep an eye out for that. And if you subscribe to us on YouTube, you'll get a notification when we will be going live. So that's kind of cool as well. Um, so let's do our last one. I love the special day, Ryan. Do you love the special days? I think they're so much fun.
Yeah, they're cool.
So, what about special days that you think are fun?
So it's really there's a day for everything. Like everything you can imagine has its own like special day dedicated to it. And it's really fun to take those and kind of play around with them in your business. Some of them are a little more universal, where it'll be tell a joke day, a riddle day, and a lot of different businesses could play with those. Or you could kind of look for ones that specifically will help your business, kind of look deeper into it, look at what makes the most sense for your industry, for your service, and take those and really play around with them. And people might not even like expect you to pick a certain day, but if you go into your caption, you're like, it's National this day, and you can make it work for yourself, do it because people find that to be so interesting.
Right, and you're also gaining um, a little bit of that trending traffic, right? If something is trending, if it's like we've got Labor Day coming up, you've got whatever the next, even if it's a big holiday, right? Watch those hashtags and getting things. So, Ryan, tell us about teleprompter and why teleprompter can help you with all of the stuff we're going through in today's workshop.
So teleprompter is great because we give a different template every week. So you can take the template that we're sending to you, tweak it a little bit, make it your colors, your photos, whatever it is you want to do. And then you have a post for social media that was very easy to create. And in addition to that, like we were just saying with the hashtag holidays, we go through and we take different monthly, weekly, and daily observances, and we send a whole list of those with recommended hashtags. So you will be able to be trending and stuff. And for National Ice Cream Day, if you use hashtag National Ice Cream Day, you start to get not only engagement from your own followers, but other people who are just looking at the same thing because other people are posting it, other businesses are posting it. We look at different tech tools that you could use in addition to Canva. Canva has so much, but we like to kind of emphasize something new, something fun to play around with that week. Am I missing anything? That there's so much in
We
teleprompter.
we do so much in teleprompter, and we just started, and you're the first to hear, 1:30 Eastern every Wednesday. So teleprompter comes out in the morning. At 1:30, we're going to be having a special exclusive Zoom with meeting anyone who's a teleprompter subscriber to give them an extra boost to their teleprompter. So they'll get tips and tricks. They can ask questions. Coach Glow was in our last one. We actually designed a graphic for her while we were in there, showing her a couple of things. And then we gave her the graphic for free because we know that we already went through the work, we've got it. We love Coach Glow, so we give it to you, and we do that for all of our teleprompter subscribers. And we also once a month have a workshop that we do. So what's coming up next is this workshop that we have here. And we're going to take, so you've got a little taste of what we did today, but teleprompters, subscribers get this for free. Every month, they're going to get a special workshop that is designed to help them with their social media. So, Ryan and I are going to be teaching these classes. We're having them specific dates. If you go to um, masteritmedia.com/showtime. You can sign up right there. If you want to get it for free, sign up for our weekly teleprompter and you'll get the next edition comes out on Wednesday morning. So it's a great way of trying to help our clients and other businesses get the most out of their social media for the least amount of stress, the least amount of energy, time, and of course, we want to make sure that you're doing it for as inexpensively as you can. So at that $27 rate, I mean, it's ridiculous. And if you don't want to join teleprompter and you just want to take the workshops, it's $15 for one or 40 for the whole three. And you can see what we did here today in Canva. We're going to really deep dive into specifically the Canva itself and how to do different things. Each class can be taken individually. I'm really looking forward to this, Ryan, aren't you? I mean, I love Canva so much. It's a great tool.
It is amazing because it can do everything. It makes my job easy. I'll say that
Yeah.
much.
Well, and one of the things that we're going to cover in our November one is video, which is having a static image is great, right? Images you want an image, you want something, even if you don't want a picture of yourself. Like I get a lot of people who say, Maggie, I don't want to be on, I don't want to do a video of myself. I don't want to do a video, or I don't want to have a picture of myself. That's totally cool, but you need something. And you can do a video of other things, that are in there. But when people see behind the scenes of your business, they love that, right? People love a behind the scenes look. So, what sharing today and Master It Monday, we'll put in the graphics that we were talking about, the templates here, so you can take a look at them and use them. So, check the chat below for a way to get that. All you have to do is send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to send you a link to those templates. So you just go to Maggie at masteritmedia.com, or you can go to masteritmedia.com and go to our contact us page and just shoot me a note, and I'll be happy to get those Canva templates off to you. If you have any questions, you're always here to answer. And Coach Glow is saying you're a great addition to Master It Media. I agree.
Thank you, Coach Flo. I appreciate that a lot.
And Ryan has been working for us for over a year now. So, and I value him tremendously. He's a great asset, and he comes with a lot of experience and is amazing at Canva. Like I said, his graphics are stunning. So, if you're struggling with your social media, make sure you are following us on all of the socials at Master It Media. And if you found this video helpful, please give us a like, show us some love in the comments, subscribe to us on YouTube. We're looking at growing and expanding. The more people who find our information helpful, we're helping the community get more educated when it comes to the struggles and frustrations that a lot of businesses have when it focuses around social media. So thanks so much for joining us today. Ryan, thank you for being my guest today. I'm
Thank
very
you for having
excited.
me today.
Oh, it's so much fun. Ryan and I talk all the time. So I hope you enjoyed our talk with Ryan today. And make sure that you let us know if you have anything exciting going on in your business and you need a little help with promotion and sharing it on your socials. We're here to help you with your business. But know at Master It Media, We're here to help you take the commotion out of your promotion. We'll see you next Monday at 2 o'clock Eastern for another episode of Master It Monday.